young lion caught a lizard. Seconds later, a buffalo launched it into the air like a rag doll. On the African savanna, lions are supposed to be the apex predator. But buffalo didn't get that memo. They turn water into a fortress. They use their herd like a weapon. And when a lion steps into the wrong territory, they flip it end over end. This is what happens when a hungry lion messes with the wrong opponent.
Yan. Oh, das grabe die leeuw. Waar gooi die leeuw?
Buffalo launches lion to save lizard soon. Alof was driving along the H4-1 road near Lower Sabi in Kruger National Park when the scene unfolded in front of her windshield. What started as a peaceful afternoon watching impalas at Sunset Dam turned into one of the most dramatic predator-prey reversals ever filmed. She spotted several lions resting in a nearby riverbed. Then movement. The lions rose from the reeds, focused on something hidden from view. Moments later, a young lion emerged carrying a captured water monitor lizard in its jaws. The victory lasted about 3 seconds. A massive buffalo had been watching the entire thing. Whether it was defending its territory or simply punishing a predator, what happened next was brutal and instantaneous. The buffalo charged straight at the young lion, drove its head beneath the cat's body, and launched it skyward. The lion didn't do one flip. It did 3, tumbling end over end before landing on its feet. Suna described the moment later. To our absolute astonishment, the buffalo proceeded to get his head right under the puzzled lion and somersault him through the air. It was crazy. Tourists watched in disbelief. For a moment, predators became prey. When the lion hit the ground, it made the only smart decision available. It ran. 3 more Daga boys, the old male buffalo bulls named for the thick black mud they wallow in, were already storming through the reeds behind it, horns lowered. Suna, a 32-year-old business systems manager who had been visiting Kruger since the age of 2, put it simply, "I have never seen anything like this in my life. Definitely a first for me." The pride scattered. The lizard remarkably appeared to have survived, and a 1-ton herbivore reminded every predator in that riverbed of something they already knew, but chose to forget. Buffalo are not prey. They are the most dangerous animal a lion can choose to fight. But what made the buffalo so confident in that moment wasn't just its size or its horns. It was standing in a place where it knew the rules favored it, a place lions instinctively avoid, a safe zone. The safe zone. On the African plains, survival depends less on speed and more on strategy, and buffalo have mastered one of the simplest, most effective defenses in the animal kingdom. They use water. Lions hate water. Their bodies weren't built for it. Those short, powerful paws that make them devastating on dry ground become clumsy and slow in anything deeper than a puddle. Watch a lion swim and you'll see the problem immediately. There's nothing graceful about it. They paddle awkwardly, struggling against the drag of their own soaked fur. That fur is the real issue. Wet fur is heavy, reduces agility, and takes hours to dry. It also washes out the pheromones lions depend on for marking territory, tracking prey, and communicating with the pride. For a lion, getting soaked isn't just uncomfortable. It's a tactical disaster. Buffalo know this instinctively. In the Masai Mara Reserve, a lone buffalo surrounded by at least a dozen lions did something most prey animals would never attempt. Instead of running, it walked calmly into the nearest water and stopped. Just stood there, chest deep, staring at the shoreline. The lions paced back and forth, unable to commit. Hours passed. The buffalo drank. The buffalo ate grass growing near the waterline. Eventually, the lions gave up and left to find drier prey. That waterhole wasn't just a puddle. It was a fortress. drinkable water all around, grass within reach for feeding. The buffalo could have stayed for a week without moving. The lions couldn't afford to wait that long. They were hungry, and hunger doesn't have patience. Eventually, the predators always leave first. This is why buffalo often retreat to water when threatened. It looks like cowardice. It's actually a calculated defense. The buffalo transforms the battlefield from open savanna, where the lion has every advantage, into shallow water, where the lion has almost none. But nature always adapts. In one remote corner of Africa, lions have been forced to overcome their fear of water, and the result is terrifying. The swamp lions. About 30 years ago, a river in Botswana's Okavango Delta changed course and formed a sandy island in the Duba Plains, covering roughly 77 square miles. Trapped on this island was a large herd of buffalo and a pride of lions. The usual prey was either absent or too scarce to sustain the pride. Picture the scene. A lone buffalo, surrounded by hungry lions, slowly backs into the water instead of fleeing. On land, it might be vulnerable. In water, the balance changes. The buffalo can stand firm, drink, and wait, while the lions hesitate on the shoreline, unwilling to risk a difficult and energy-draining attack. It might look like a retreat, but it's actually a calculated defense. The lions had two choices: starve or learn to hunt buffalo in water. They chose the water. National Geographic filmmakers Derek and Beverly Joubert spent years documenting this pride for their award-winning documentary, Relentless Enemies. What they filmed was a completely different style of predator. These lions drive buffalo into the flooded marshes and attack in the shallows. They swim, they wade, they hunt during the blazing midday heat, crossing rivers, doing things that would make any mainland lion turn and walk away. Derek Joubert noted that these are probably the largest lions on the planet. A steady diet of protein-rich buffalo meat combined with constant exertion in water has produced lions with enormous muscle mass. Mainland lions look small standing next to them. Even the lionesses match the size of male lions from the rest of Africa. But the buffalo adapted right back. Faced with predators that could follow them into the water, the island's buffalo herd grew to over 1,200 individuals. That's 5 times larger than the average mainland herd. More bodies means more horns, more eyes watching for danger, and a much lower chance that any single animal gets caught. Fortunately for buffalo across the rest of the continent, these swamp lions exist in only one place. Everywhere else, water remains one of the buffalo's greatest weapons. And when water isn't available, they have another defense that's even harder to beat. The herd fortress. A single buffalo weighs over 1,000 pounds. It has a thick body, a powerful neck, and horns that can gore, trample, or kill a lion in a single motion. One buffalo is dangerous. A herd of several hundred is practically untouchable. When lions approach, the herd shifts into formation. Calves are pushed to the center. The largest adults face outward, forming a wall of horn and muscle that no predator wants to charge into. Scientists call this the dilution effect. The larger the group, the less likely any single individual will be targeted. It's not coincidence that the buffalo herd trapped on the Swamp Lions Island grew to 1,200 individuals, 5 times larger than a typical mainland herd. More bodies means better odds. The safest spot on the entire African savanna isn't behind a rock or inside a tree. It's in the center of a buffalo herd, surrounded by hundreds of animals that will fight to keep you there. But buffalo don't just defend passively. If a lion manages to isolate one member, the herd doesn't keep running. It stops, it turns around, and it comes back. There are documented cases of entire buffalo herds charging into an active lion kill, scattering a full pride, and rescuing the captured member. Sometimes the buffalo that was caught is already injured. Sometimes it's already dead. The herd charges anyway. They flip lions into the air with their horns. They trample them into the dirt. They punish the attack after the fact, making every lion in that pride remember the cost of targeting a buffalo. That collective aggression is what makes buffalo one of the most dangerous prey animals on the continent. A lion that catches a zebra eats in peace. A lion that catches a buffalo might face 30 angry relatives within minutes. For lions, the only reliable strategy is isolation. Find a buffalo that's wandered too far from the group. Target the young, the old, or the sick. Gang up with the full pride and hope the herd doesn't notice in time. Even then, one mistake, one missed charge, one horn in the wrong place can be fatal. And buffalo don't just play defense. They take the fight to the lions before it even starts. Preemptive strikes. Most prey animals run from predators. Buffalo sometimes hunt them. There are documented cases of buffalo herds targeting lion cubs. When a herd detects unguarded cubs, whether through scent, sound, or sight, it will move in and attempt to kill them. This isn't random aggression. It's long-term strategy. Lions depend heavily on learned hunting skills passed from mothers to cubs over years of observation and practice. Fewer cubs today means fewer skilled hunters tomorrow. By eliminating the next generation of predators before they grow into a threat, the herd protects its own future calves. It's cold, it's calculated, and it works. Buffalo have also been observed charging resting lions that weren't actively hunting. A pride lying in the shade near a waterhole, half asleep, not threatening anyone, can suddenly find itself under attack from a herd that decided the predators were too close for comfort. The lions scatter. The buffalo reclaim the area. And every animal in the vicinity benefits from the expanded safety zone the herd has just created. Zebras, wildebeest, and even smaller creatures drift closer, knowing that lions are far less likely to hunt within range of buffalo horns. This is what makes the buffalo different from almost every other herbivore on the savanna. Zebras run, wildebeest stampede, antelope scatter, buffalo charge. They turn defense into offense. They make the predator pay for every attempt, successful or not, and they do it together, as a unit, with a coordination that turns a 1,000-pound herbivore into something far more dangerous than any single lion. Nature's shield. Buffalo aren't the only animals that have figured out how to use their environment against predators. Across the natural world, smaller creatures survive by choosing the right neighbors. In Florida's Everglades, wading birds like wood storks, ibises, and egrets build their nests directly above alligators. The height keeps them safe from the reptiles below, and the alligators, without even trying, keep raccoons and other nest raiders from climbing up to the chicks. The alligators aren't bodyguards on purpose, but their presence creates a zone where vulnerable chicks are safer than anywhere else in the wetlands. Research has shown that bird populations nesting above alligators produce significantly more surviving chicks than those nesting elsewhere. The strategy works so well that wood stork populations have increased in areas where this pattern is established. On the African plains, smaller animals stay close to buffalo herds for the same reason. Zebras, wildebeest, and antelope linger nearby because lions are more cautious around a 1,000-pound animal with horns. A lion stalking prey near a buffalo herd might suddenly face dozens of charging adults instead of an easy kill. Even moose in Yellowstone National Park have learned to use humans as shields. Pregnant females give birth as close to roads as possible, sometimes within 150 feet, because brown bears avoid areas with human traffic. The moose don't trust people. They trust that bears fear people more than they do. Researchers noticed that each year, the soon-to-be mothers moved closer and closer to the roads to deliver their calves. Normally, female moose stay at least half a mile away from any road, but the growing bear population changed the math. Safety for the calf mattered more than distance from traffic. Nature is full of these survival calculations. Stay near the right giant, and your odds change overnight. And on the African savanna, there is no better giant to stand near than a buffalo herd that has already decided this stretch of territory belongs to it and will fight anything that disagrees. When a hungry lion messes with the wrong opponent, the result isn't even close. 1,000 pounds of muscle, horn, and fury, backed by a herd that will come back for its own. How do you think a lion can get the upper hand against these herbivores? Drop your ideas in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.